with the fact that the most Palestinian civilians are now in southern Gaza, how is the IDF planning to clear southern Gaza from Hamas?
Well, we're taking everything day by day, and we've instructed civilians to move to the southern part of the Gaza Strip, as that is the safer place, and we're still instructing them to do that. And we will track Hamas and find Hamas wherever they're located. But again, we encourage civilians to keep moving to the southern part of the Gaza Strip, to remain in the humanitarian areas, which of course we will not target. And the reality is a challenging one, but we still say with resounding clarity that the safest place for them to be now is in the southern part of the Strip.
We saw reports of Hamas firing on Palestinian civilians fleeing northern Gaza. What is the IDF's plan to protect Palestinians in the southern Gaza from being attacked by Hamas?
Well, the question that you're raising, I think, is a very sad one that really speaks to the situation on the ground for civilians in the Gaza Strip who have to really evacuate despite Hamas's attempts to keep them in areas of danger. And we saw this as they were evacuating from the north. We saw Hamas put explosives along the evacuation route. We saw them physically try to block them. And really this speaks, I think, to the complete disregard that Hamas has for the civilians in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. So at this stage, the IDF is securing the evacuation corridors from the north to the south. And we'll assess the situation as it develops, but we are only targeting Hamas, and we're doing everything possible to mitigate the impact on civilians, and we'll continue to do what we can to mitigate that impact as long as we can.
How is the IDF planning to protect of the civilians that's staying in the north while all the fighting is increasing right now?
Well, we are seeing in the last month and a half that Hezbollah has attacked many times, has attacked Israel, both civilians and military, in the northern part of the country. We've sent a very clear message from the beginning of this war to Hezbollah, to any of the states that sponsor and harbor terrorists and other terror activity, to not get involved, and we're joined by our allies in sending that message. And we are responding to what Hezbollah is doing, and we're responding aggressively. And we still think that it's in their best interest to not get involved in this, to not try to distract us from what is going on in Gaza with Hamas, and to think twice about the price that they're going to have to pay if they continue with these attacks. And it's very obvious that the reality is going to have to change so that Israeli civilians can return home to their homes in the northern part of the country. But we're monitoring the situation very, very closely. And really the ultimate question is whether or not Hezbollah wants to bear the price for their continued attacks against Israel. We think that the answer for them is no, that they don't want to, but we will respond and we'll do whatever we have to make sure that our civilians can certainly return home and live comfortably and peacefully.
What is the IDF red line?
I think the decision would be a political one, but we are monitoring the situation closely, constantly, on a daily basis, and we're committed to keeping Israelis safe wherever they are.
Thank you very much.
Sure.